Okay, this is module 1.6. It's the last module for the first week that we're going to go through and highlight some different components. There are going to be other things that I'll give you videos on, but this is based on specific materials itself. The first part about it is high performance work systems. And what you need to look at is how is the interaction of the teams in your operation or your work groups, whatever you call them, are there virtual teams? What is that interaction between the group called, or how does that occur? And within that group, is there informal education? Is there informal training? Or how does that cross over from your work teams? Then you have cross training, which cross training is basically the ability to spread out and everybody, a variety of folks, know what other people need to do to cover for holidays or vacations. You have virtual teams, which are separated by time, geography, and organizational boundaries. Virtual teams with the pandemic are huge. We've done, I can't tell you how many ways virtual teams have been organized, but these are just a few of the work systems. I want you to think about what work systems that you all have in your organization. Total training expenses rose 33% in 2017 to over $90 billion. It's much higher now, but there was a drop off when the pandemic occurred. Direct expenditures as a percent of payroll have gradually risen over the last several years, which is good. The average number of learning hours has increased. What that's saying is companies are recognizing a need for training and education. They're recognizing a need that as we continue to introduce new technologies and different types of tool sets within the organization, what our employees need to know, our managers, our professionals, and then the content experts and the people down on the shop floor. There's more things they need to know that they've never had the need to know in the past. And they're going to continue to have to increase that depth of knowledge. Self-paced online courses is the most frequent use of technology-based learning. Similar to what we're doing here, or on the same order. We're not really a self-paced, other than each week we are. But you have edX, you have a wealth of different Coursera that are using self-paced courses and saying, here's all the data, here's all the information, go through it over the next 4 weeks and go through it at your leisure so you understand it. Technology-based learning will increase and improve the learning efficiencies and effectiveness of it, I believe, because you have the ability to look at it today, you're hearing it, you do something, so you're acting, you're doing, and then you can go back and review it. So that way, then once you review it, then you can redo it. Traditional instructor-based courses continue to be the most popular, as I said, and I think that will always be the case, but the method of delivery will be changing. So it may be instructor-led classroom similar to this, only online, or that's video-based. So there's a lot of different types of things that are going on in that space that you're going to be exposed to. The best award-winning are training supporting business strategies. That's what we're all about. We are going to come up with a business strategy that you feel needs to be addressed in your training course for your company, and you're going to design a training session for that. Top management has to support the education. If your top management isn't supportive of that, you're never going to have the return on investment or the required return on investment to be able to enhance and make that occur in an appropriate manner. Training needs to be efficient. You need to be able to get in and get out. There are a lot of training courses that I've seen and done that are a 2-hour or a 2 to 3 minute, 4-minute video you do every day at lunchtime. So while you're eating your lunch, you go through and you listen to 2, 3, 5-minute video. You can do it with this course. And then you're going to, from that, you're going to hear the materials, you're going to apply them, and then you can do something with it. So that way, then with the do is the act. So that's something to think about. The measurement of effective training methods or training effectiveness is continuing to be improved as to how can I make sure that my return on investment is more than sufficient for the education or the training that I'm getting out of it for my employees. Learning strategist. The format for being able to use that function, let me put it that way, to make sure that you align your business. A lot of companies have folks in strategic management. You have training departments that will look at this, but they're going to make sure that there's a direct linkage between the company strategy, your goals and mission statement, and what you're training and how that training can be delivered. It's not logical if we are a company that's doing delivery to expect our drivers to spend an hour a day watching a training course. Oh, but they could spend an hour a day while they're driving, listening to the audio tape of a training course, and then re-looking at it. So there's different ways of doing that. There's also a huge amount of industrial partners or education component, education folks that are out in that space that are more than willing to sell you their goods and services, and they are very good at it. So you need to think about, as an organization, with what I've learned in this course today, or this module, this semester, am I able to do some of the things that we may be offering or may be paying somebody offsite to do? And I'm going to say in some cases you can. You just need to think about that and how that would apply. Project management, just like in every project that you have, designing a training system is a project. And you need to have plans, and you need to look at the various steps. Think about ADDIE and look at the various steps in ADDIE, and then break that down and look at the various steps on how you're deploying and delivering your training methods. And then, as I said, there are professional specialists that will help do the design, development, delivery, and evaluation, and do that for you. And they're very good at it. I don't know that you're going to need that. That's something that, as we continue to evolve over the semester, it may be where you're going to build that expertise and be able to do that yourself. Now, a few of the professional societies that are out there, just so that you're aware of them, is the Association for Talent Management. I'm just going to read them. The Academy of Human Resource Development, the Society for Human Resource Management, the Society for Industrial and Organizational Psychology, Academy of Management, and International Society for Performance Improvements. These are all areas that, or organizations that whose focus is to reinforce from their members training and the methodologies and what the appropriate methodologies are. So it's something for you to remember. It's also something, as you go through and do your lit reviews, you might want to go to some of these and say, okay, I've got a lit review on this. Do they have information out there that I might find of interest for my lit review? So it's something to look at. For the rest of the slides that are on here, it's an appendix of images and longer descriptions of some of the things that we talked about during the individual sessions. They're there for your information and for your review only in that regard, so that you'll feel more comfortable. You may not, I'm not saying you need to use that, but I'm just saying you might feel comfortable in reviewing, taking a few steps to review. And I think there's only 3 or 4 slides so that you can go ahead and review those if you want. Thanks, and we'll have some more videos on other activities going on, but see you next week.